baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh, baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, 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 oh,
No, StreamYard don't let us be great for nothing, bro.
What happened?
We're supposed to come in full, and it just never works.
Oh,
But you know, it is what it
hi
is.
y'all. I got this. I had a bump on my face, and that one left a mark, and I don't like it. Hi y'all.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into.
Ew, why our lips is not moving with our? Is it?
That is off. It is a delay. I don't like that.
Ew.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Social Den Season 4. We are your hosts, CJ and Sharice. Thank you all for being here. Hope everybody liked the live as you came in. Also, shared us out to all of your peoples. You know what I'm saying? We are excited about tonight's episode. But as always, y'all know how we do. We got to go to this chat and say what's up to all of our den dwellers.
And about the title, y'all, it still say Mental Health Awareness Month because this was supposed to be the last Wednesday for Mental Health Awareness Month, which was May.
Right.
But we had to postpone it. So we didn't change it. We know that June is not Mental Health Awareness Month, but we kept the title the same because this is a postponement. So
right.
Just want to clear that up. Y'all know I like to try to be clear.
You're not doing that. You know. I don't see a delay. Yeah, we only see it on our end, but we're glad that y'all don't see it.
Glad
though.
Y'all don't see it.
It's just throwing us off a little bit. But I'm thinking it's because this live been in this it been in the queue for over a week. So I don't know. Maybe that's it.
I'm having a hot flash.
Anyway, let's get to this chat and say what's up to everybody so that we can get started. StreamYard, welcome in. Appreciate y'all coming in every single week since we first started. Karika Richardson in the building. Welcome in, sis.
Hey, Karika Boo.
Latoya Williams in the building. Welcome in.
Hey, sis Latoya.
We got Diva Mom in the building. Welcome in, Diva Mom.
Hey, girl. Hey, Diva Mom.
We got our very first guest of season 4 in the building. Jihad TV. Welcome in.
Hey, brother Jihad.
Let's see. We got Triple D in the building. Welcome in, Triple
hey,
D.
Hey, my baby. Triple D.
We got the Honorable Joni Meeks in the building. Welcome
Joni
in.
Love.
Let's see. We got, make sure we ain't miss Sassy Sonya in the building. Welcome in.
Hey, Sassy Boo.
Satin in the building. Welcome in, Satin.
Hi, my boo, Satin.
We got Nisha Rich in the building. Welcome in.
Nisha.
Let's see. Who else we got up in Chia? Make sure we don't miss nobody. Y'all know we don't play about our people.
Lolo
in the building. Welcome in, Lolo. Cousin Janelle in the building.
Hey, Cousin
welcome
Janelle.
Welcome in. Let me see. Make sure we miss TLE TV in the building. Easy Tucky
Sissy, I text you.
Auntie Simply in the building.
Hey,
welcome
Auntie
in.
Simply.
Let's see who else we got up in Chia. Make sure we ain't missing no.
I'm
okay.
Sitting and I'm in the bushes. Okay, Jermaine. Hey, brother Jermaine.
Jermaine Richardson in the building. Welcome in.
Jermaine said he is babysitting. Y'all, I'm having a hot flash. I'm so sorry, but I feel like I got sweat dripping from everywhere at this moment.
Yeah, man. Oh, and today is our 9-year married. 9-year. Well, how do you say it? 9-year anniversary.
9-year
wedding anniversary. Yeah.
I've been married to this fool for 9 years, and we have been together for 20 years. All I know is this man.
21 years.
It's 20.
I say it's 21.
But I thought it was 20. 21. No, because Zoe is 23.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We've been together forever. Shit.
Yeah.
Zoe texted me and she was like, dang, Riri, CJ is all I know. I'm really 23. I said, yup, you was 3 years old when you told him don't look at your panties.
That's crazy, man. My little cousin was this big when I first met her. Now she's 23. But yeah, y'all, it is our 9-year wedding anniversary.
Hey, Carmlin.
Hey, Carmlin, welcome in. So we appreciate all the love that we got on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all that stuff throughout the day.
Yes, my post is sitting there. I just still need to hit publish on my post.
Yep.
Hey, Tamika Van.
We got Twin in the building. All right, y'all. So let's get started. So as my wife said, we were supposed to end the month of May with this episode, but last week something came up and we couldn't do it. Actually, it was me. I was stuck at work. When the Social Den was supposed to air, I was still on my way into Maryland. So, I was working hard. I think that's the day I did 18 hours, matter of fact. So, yeah, so your man was working, but we just postponed it a little bit, but we are still going to shed light on Mental Health Awareness Month. This is an episode where you, the den dwellers, are going to be welcome to come up and speak about, mental health, and if you're dealing with it, or if you know anybody that's dealing with it. What up, Big Dom?
Hey, Big Dom. Or if you have dealt with it,
right?
It's just it's an open panel.
Yeah.
CJ also has a clip on mental health.
Yep.
I have shared my story a little bit with mental health. We do have some new people, so we can kind of go over it a little bit as well. Won't go too deep into it.
Right.
But just another discussion. Mental health is something that we don't discuss as much as we should. And I think a lot of us all agree on that. And that's why we said we wanted to, kind of touch on that again this season on the Social Den. So here we are.
And what up, Sipping with Sheer Magic in the building? I thought you had a little fan around your neck.
I don't even know what my fan is. I need to find it. I do.
So we don't want everybody to think that this is going to be one of those sad, serious episodes. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be that way. It's just having a good conversation about mental health. And don't be nervous if you want to come up and talk. You don't have to turn your camera on. You can just keep your camera off and you can just speak. And you can speak briefly. You can stay on it, stay up here for a little while if you got more to say or whatever. Like we say, this is y'all's show just as much as it is ours.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and if you want to come up and you do not want your camera on and you don't want your name displayed, you can type in whatever name you want to put when you come up. You do not have to say who you are. You can stay anonymous if you like. It's completely up to y'all. I do want to tell everybody, as much as I have shared my story, I've told you all before that I was in therapy. I am back in therapy. I do have a therapist, and I also now have a psychiatrist. My psychiatrist is for my health. They are teaching me how to mentally deal with my health issues and navigate through life with my health issues. So just to be a little open and transparent and hopefully make you all feel a little comfortable with, wanting to come up and speak about the different aspects of your mental. I will just, put that out there with anybody that's dealing with anything and want to come up. But, there's a lot of things that mess with us mentally. A lot of things start from childhood. A lot of things can come from later on in life, but there's a lot of things that mess with us mentally.
And I'll say that we as Black men deal with a lot mentally, but as Black men, we try to shield it and try to hold it in because we want to be strong for our family and everybody around us. But us as Black men, we deal with a lot. I mentioned to y'all in one of our last lives that I will be doing a men's panel here in the future, inviting some of my fellas up, and we're going to talk about, we're going to have a conversation about pretty much about Black men in America, and not just in America, Black men in the household, Black men in public and society as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So y'all look out for that as well. But before we get started, I wanted to play this quick clip I found on YouTube about mental health. It's about 3.5 minutes long. It's not long at all. Proud of you, Sharice. There's a lot of baggage out here that needs to be unpacked. Absolutely.
There is.
Absolutely.
There is. And I will, whatever we don't get to go into, I really enjoyed, this is just a sidebar before CJ played the clip, but I really enjoyed the one night that I came up and kind of did like the ladies' night, and we just kind of, bounced off each other and just had conversation. I really enjoyed that. So whatever we don't get to talk about tonight, I am looking forward to having another night like that where maybe we can grab us some wine, ladies, and just, talk, because I felt really good after that. Like just being able to have relatable conversation and just openly be able to talk with y'all. So I do look forward to having that come up again really, really soon. I don't know if it's going to be like a StreamYard, a Zoom thing where we can be more personable. I'm still trying to put that together, but look for more information on that coming soon.
Yeah, we got some real exciting things that we're trying to do with this show. So y'all just keep riding with us like y'all have been. We appreciate y'all and all the support that y'all have shown us, over the years as always. So all right, so let's get to this quick clip and then we will get the show started. And I have dropped the link. So if anybody wants to come up, just hit the link and come on up and we will gladly open the door for you. All right, so here we go.
We all have mental health. It is just as important as physical health. It is not only about mental illness or mental disorders. This is just one part of a bigger picture. It's best to think about mental health as being on a continuum, rather than people being either mentally ill or mentally well. We are all on the continuum, and we move up and down according to factors such as our genetic makeup and upbringing, our life circumstances, and the stresses we are under. At one end of the continuum, we have mental disorders, like depression or anxiety. And at the other end, we have states of positive mental health, when we're thriving, content, and fulfilled. The aim of mental health interventions is to move people up the continuum, so that they're able to reach their full potential and live satisfying lives. The World Health Organization describes mental health as a state of well-being in which every individual realizes his or her own potential, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. Being mentally healthy means being resilient and able to cope with difficult times, feeling in control, being confident, feeling good about yourself, managing and expressing your emotions, building and maintaining good relationships. We all experience periods when we feel stressed, worried, anxious, sad, afraid, or angry. These are all normal emotions. However, when these emotions become severe enough that it interferes with a person's ability to function daily, and these feelings become persistent over time, then it can develop into a mental health problem. There are many different types of mental disorders. When left untreated, mental disorders can be chronic and long-lasting, and are associated with increased disability. They significantly have an impact on daily functioning and frequently interfere with family, social, and work responsibilities. Fortunately, there are effective treatments and evidence-based interventions available that aim to help individuals understand and cope with symptoms of mental illness. However, very few people with mental disorders access existing treatment services. This may be due to barriers such as the stigma attached to seeking help, the lack of understanding of mental health problems, uncertainty of how to get help, or the fear of disclosing mental health problems. Research shows that stigma remains one of the biggest factors preventing people from seeking help early for their mental health problems and getting the appropriate support they need. It is important to acknowledge that we all have mental health and have a personal responsibility to learn how we can improve and maintain our well-being in order to lead meaningful and satisfying lives. Want to learn how you can do this? Great news! Why not join one of our communities and keep exploring Maudsley Learning online?
All right.
Welcome in, Queen Ali and Claudia Tyree.
Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. So like I said, y'all, it was just a quick little quick little clip, you know what I'm saying? And I think that clip pretty much put it all in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking through. I was just trying to find a good clip, and I wanted to find one that was short but informative. And I think that one was perfect. But like she said, I think something that stood out to me that she said was, functionality, just being able to function in our everyday lives, and feeling emotion is fine. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to emotional functionality, you know what I'm saying? Not being able to control your emotions, and it's messing with your attitude, it's messing with how you go about your day and how you think and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the epitome of what she's trying to explain what mental health is. We all deal with it, even when we don't think we're not dealing with it. We're definitely dealing with it, and I think that more conversations need to be had, more roundtables need to be done. When I say roundtable, I just mean a collective, us as a collective coming together and discussing these important topics in today's society. You know what I'm saying? So I think when it comes to mental health, people dealing with it don't know how to deal with it. So they tend to isolate themselves from everybody and everything. And they start to deal with it themselves, which could, bring, depression and anxiety and stuff like that. But being able to talk about it with like-minded people that's not going to judge you and stuff like that, I think that's needed more in society. And that's the type of platform that my wife and I like to think that we have. The Social Den is a no judgment zone.
Hey, Queen Ali.
So yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So we just want to say that. Well, I just want to say that I'm still learning myself. As far as mental health, I deal with it as well, especially when it comes to just being a Black man out here and not fully dealing with my mother's death when it happened and stuff like that. So we just want everybody to be able to be comfortable. When it comes to tonight, that link was dropped, and when we say that it's a no judgment zone, we mean that. So if you come up here, don't worry about being judged. You share what you want to share, and just be comfortable. We like to think that this is a very comfortable platform and a very comfortable zone, a very comfortable environment. You know what I'm saying? So we have our first guest. So we're going to bring up our first guest who hit the link. This is actually a very special guest because she is a part of the Social Men, Lord have mercy, the Social Den Committee. Y'all see her up here all the time with us when we do the couples nights and the games and stuff like that. So let's welcome to the stage, Sipping with Sheer Magic. What up, Sheer Magic?
Hey, CJ, Cherise. Hey, everybody. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you real good. Yep.
Okay, I want to make an echo. So this is a great topic tonight. And Cherise, I want to applaud you for your therapy. That is a big step and really important. I also go to therapy. Mine started way back with the pandemic because I'm family oriented and I'm big on family. And when I tell you my mama and my auntie locked the house down, like ain't nobody coming in, ain't nobody going out. They did like the the DoorDash for like groceries and stuff like that. Cause they were talking about like elderly people could get it like quicker and all that stuff. And like my family lives close by me and I could not see them. That was really, really depressing, like a sad moment, And so I had my part-time job at the time because my full-time job shut down, but I was only going like 3 days out the week. So you're talking about like socializing every day, being around people to you locked up in the house with just the people that you live with. I live alone, but I had a guy friend at the time that we, was at each other's house and stuff like that. Then back before that, like even deaths, like when you lose loved ones, like back to back to back, it's like, I can't even grieve for my grandmother's death because this death done happen. I can't grieve for this one because this one done happen. And it's like, they say God ain't gonna give you more than you can bear. And I said, Lord, at what point does it stop? because this is just so much. And it was like one thing going on, the next thing going on and stuff. And then I dated a narcissist. That was draining. And it was just so much going on to the point, y'all, I was like crying, not knowing why I was crying. I could be sitting there watching TV, something funny, and I'll just notice that I'm just crying and don't even know why. And I said, something is wrong here. I don't know what's going on, but something is wrong. And so when we grew up, they say, don't go see a therapist. They call them the head doctors. Like, they'll mess with your head. You're supposed to pray and go to church. Not saying that don't work, but sometimes you got to step out and do something different. And I checked with my job insurance about a therapist, and not trying to be funny, but I did not want an African-American therapist because I didn't want her telling me, well, in the Black household, XYZ, I need somebody that's going to talk to me, like give me the straight up truth. And so I wound up going to therapy, and y'all, the first time I went to therapy, I was sitting in that chair crying like a baby. Like, I mean, the tears would not stop rolling down my face. I'm like, I want to talk to a total stranger. And I went, and I was going twice a week. That's how serious it was. I was going twice a week to my therapist, and it was just to the point where she couldn't even get me back there in the office good. And I'm sitting there just crying, like at the desk when I'm checking in and stuff like that. And that's when I'm like, you know what? People don't realize depression is real. It is a serious thing, and it can come up on you like nowhere, like you're not even expecting it. And you're like, what is going on in my life and everything? And I remember I think after the 5th month, I was praying and I said, Lord, please heal me. Let my visits go, down. I don't care if it's once a week or whatever, but I wanted them to go down and stuff. And just over time, with going and just talking to my therapist and, doing different things and stuff like that, it really helped me. And so now I got a therapy appointment tomorrow, but we only meet once a month. Like that's it. Like it really helped me go through what I was dealing with and what I was going through. And even like the winter time, I didn't know there was a thing called winter depression. Like when it's cold and you like stuck in the house or you can't get out or whatever the case, like there's certain things that really can, play with your emotions and stuff like that. So I applaud anybody for doing therapy. And when you are ready for therapy, I always say, get it. Don't go because somebody told you or whatever the case may be, because you may not receive it the right, you receive it better, I feel, if you go for yourself, than if, you know what I mean? Like, and then people keep on pushing, like, CJ, go to therapy. CJ, you have to go when you're ready, because you know how you want to deal with the situation. And, it works. It really do. Because I'm like, Lord, we got to get out this state of mind. I'm a happy person. I'm always smiling, going, life happens or whatever. But I'm more of a happy person. And when I found myself just sad and down, it wasn't me.
Right. Yeah, it'll definitely hit you out of nowhere. And like you said, you definitely have to go when you're ready to go. I know I used to always try to like push CJ and be like, I really think you need this. I really think you should go. And I had to get to a point to where I was like, you know what? Just because I see what it's doing for me, and as much as I want him to go, he has to go when he's ready to go. So I had to lay back off of it. And even if he never goes, like that's his decision. He has to want it for him. So I definitely agree and understand with what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just wanted to come up and give my tidbit, because like I said, a lot of people, and I think if they go and know, it's different than what we were taught and what we were, what we grew up with and stuff. And then even the fact that I remember one time somebody was telling me, like my ex-boyfriend when he passed away, and somebody was like, girl, you still crying? And grieving, there's no limit on grieving. You can't tell me when to stop crying. I hate when people do that. Like, you can't tell people, oh, your brother's been gone for such and such years. So what? Everybody heals in their own time, in their own way. And you can't stop my emotions. If I want to cry, then I'm going to cry, like, period.
That's right. You're absolutely right. I mean, I just feel like when it comes down to it, like, I think Simply just hit it on the head. She said, when when you decide to seek help, you're more open to receive the help.
Mhm.
Yes.
Because if you go because somebody tells you to go, maybe you're not ready to deal with it yet.
Right.
You're gonna be, you're gonna be kind of like standoffish, and it's gonna feel like it's a waste of time. Even though I know therapists, that's what they're trained, not trained, but that's their expertise is that field. They know how to break through, and it takes a while. But I think
Mhm.
if you're more open to receiving the help, you'll accept it more. When it
Right.
You
And
definitely have to
CJ.
be open to receive it, because once you go down that road, it's a
Mhm.
road. There's some traumas that you're gonna deal with.
Absolutely.
Been through some stuff, because, whoo, baby, once them doors open, you need
Yep.
to be ready. Welcome in, big bro and sis.
What up, Trey Nene?
Absolutely. And you know what too, like say when you're going to therapy, right? That's just like when I was trying to help a friend with, something she was going through, like an addiction and stuff. And I went to one of her meetings with her. And the first thing they said, "Why are you here?" She said, "Because Kiba brought me here." She didn't say, "Because I need help. I need this." She didn't even talk about her issue. She said, "Because Kiba brought me here." And I'm like, "Well, we don't need to be here if you're here because I brought you here.
Right.
I'm bringing you as a friend because I want you to get help, but I want you to do it because you feel like you need it and have to have it and different things and stuff like that." And so, like you said, it just has to be when you're ready to get the help that you need, and
Yeah.
even separating yourself from people. Because, like you said, Sharice, with that therapy, they go deep down in the rabbit hole. You be like, "Wait a minute, hold on," and you like, "Okay, I didn't know this."
Right. Sometimes I will say this. My therapist, when I first started going to therapy 2 years ago, I remember my therapist asked me a question, and it was a simple question
Hmm.
she asked me, and it was something that was said to me as a child. And I didn't realize answering that one question about something that was said to me as a child that would be so triggering.
Wow.
Sometimes, and that's why I tell people, and I'm very careful at how I speak to our daughter and the things
Yeah.
I say to our daughter, because I now know, and I had a feeling, but I didn't know for sure, but I now know how triggering some words were that were said to me coming up.
Wow.
Have to be careful the words that we speak into our kids, because it
Absolutely.
can be triggering to them in their adult life.
Right.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah. So if
Well,
you
I just wanted to come. What'd you say?
no, before you go, I just wanted to say um if you could give somebody dealing with it a quick pointer on, how you dealt with it, what would be a quick pointer that you would give them?
Like I said, we're going to therapy, isolating yourself around positive people, negative people, negative energy. You don't want to be around that because it can take you back to that dark place. If you are a person that, like, I know people with migraines, they have to have like the dark out curtains and they have to have it dark and all this other stuff. But if you are a person that don't have to have that or deal with it, start opening up your windows and bringing the brightness and speak life over to yourself, like speak positive affirmations. Don't say, "Man, I'm gonna always be like this. This ain't gonna go nowhere." You have to reverse your words and say, "You know what, Lord, we are going to get through this." Because, like I said, when I was going twice a week, and I feel like I need to be going 3 times a week, my insurance paid for it through my job. But I was like, "Lord, I don't want this forever. I want to, get out of this." And I kept praying for it. I kept praying for it. Then I was going like once a week. Then I was going every 2 weeks, and I was just really proud of myself at the progress. And you have to like keep track, like write down a progress thing. Like, how was I 5 months ago compared to now? What did I do different? What did I change? Even when you go to bed at night, I sleep with the TV on, and so I hear different things and stuff. And sometimes I go to bed with like music on, like the water fountains or like just meditation music and stuff. So when you go to bed at night, be careful on what you listen to, talk to, and hear. because you will wake up that next morning. If somebody was arguing or you listen to something bad and negative and stuff, you're going to wake up possibly with an attitude. You're going to wake up mad. You're going to wake up angry, and you're going to be trying to figure out what is going on. Why is this? Because what you go to bed with is what you sometimes, I'm not going to say all the time, what you wake up with. So even if people don't seek a therapist, I'm going to say meditation, reading your Bible, taking some downtime, just taking some me time. Write down, get you a little piece of paper, write down the things that's bothering you in life, fold it up, put it in a box, and put it in the top of your closet. And when you put it up in there, just say amen, because you touch and agreeing that God is going to deliver you from that and change your mindset and everything. Because I put something in there every week that I want God to like change in my life. So it's our mindset and what we do, and listening to positive people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's going to help us.
true. That's true. And that's
Yeah.
all great points. Share Magic, we appreciate you for coming up as always.
Thank you. Great topic.
Thank you so much.
I'll jump down so somebody else can come up.
All right, Share Magic. Thank you.
you. Welcome in, Aunt. How are
What's
you,
going on,
Auntie,
Aunt?
this evening? Welcome in, Jared. How are you?
Welcome in. Y'all, we have some very, very good comments. I don't think we was just ignoring y'all. StreamYard has this feature where you can star comments as they come up if something is going on. And y'all know we like to call this portion of the show From the Den. All right, our first comment comes from Auntie Simply. She said, we listen and definitely don't judge. And she is speaking for everybody in this chat and all of our den dwellers, everybody that's a part of this show. This is a no judgment zone. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we say that link is in the chat. If you want to come up and speak, just like Share Magic did, came up, camera off, said her piece, and went on about her business. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly how it's done. You know, if you want to show that beautiful face, then you go right on ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. Next comment came from Satin. Satin said, I had especially a difficult time during the pandemic, living by myself. Thank goodness for my family and friends that kept me going. Man, listen, that's a great point. Because can y'all imagine? You got to remember that there's a lot of people out here that depend on society when it comes to having, any kind of, any kind of a social life. They depend on society. They depend on their job. They depend on going out to stores or whatever, going out with family and friends and stuff like that. But in the thick pause of that pandemic, you couldn't be around nobody. You couldn't see anybody. You couldn't, it was Zoom. Zoom was booming.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So the pandemic, I can only imagine how that messed with people's mental health, because you by yourself, you're alone, you can't get out, you feel like they pretty much locked us down. You know what I'm saying?
CJ and I had to work in the pandemic, but and respectfully, I won't tell our daughter's story. If she ever wants to share her own story, she will. Yeah. But as a parent,
hey auntie,
as a parent, watching our only child have to go from being able to go to school and be around friends to having to be that child who loved being with her parents to having to pretty much go live with her grandmother because my mom worked from home, and watching her struggle, it was really hard. And again, if she wants to share her story one day, we would allow her to do it. Respectfully, we won't. But that was really, really hard to watch our child go through that. And that time messed with her mental really bad. And that was a really scary time having to watch my baby deal with it. So I can only imagine, and I pray for those that did go through a time, and I'm just happy for anybody who made it through that time, who, had to deal with a hard mental time.
Yep, that's a great point, Satin. Next one comes from Auntie Simply again. She said, Satin, that was me, if not for my wonderful sisters and my mom. Yeah, I mean, because during that time, I'll say that there were my wife and I were comfortable around our family. you know, we would be comfortable, of course, with each other, but with our mother and, you know, family members coming around or whatever, we would be comfortable with that, you know, somewhat in a way.
In the beginning,
And
it was a period where we didn't know
Yeah,
because
we
we would
didn't
only
know.
see them through the door.
Yeah. So, but as time went on, it got better and better. But, you know, it was a lot of people that didn't trust anybody because it doesn't matter. I mean, okay, yeah, you're my family, my mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, uncle, aunt, cousin, you know, whatever. But my livelihood and my life and my health is more important than anything. You know, you can invite somebody into your home, but you don't know who they were around.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And then look how many lives it took. People with the older people with, like, you know, underlying health issues, and their health, you know, their system wasn't as strong as a younger person or whatever. It took a lot of people from us. You know what I'm saying? It was a scary, scary time. You know what I'm saying? So I get what she's saying, you know, but like I was just saying, like around that time when it was like in the prime of the C word, you ain't know what to do. You know, you didn't know what to do. It was scary. I remember it like it was yesterday. Satin said the biggest thing is never being afraid to admit that you're having a difficult time.
And that's a big one. That
Yep.
was a big one. That was me for a long period of time. And sometimes you're afraid to admit it, and then sometimes you're so busy trying to protect your loved ones that you just don't want to admit it because you don't want them to know that you're going through something. So sometimes that can be like a two-part thing.
Yeah. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody. We appreciate you stopping by and showing some love, Jared.
Hey, did I see Bass Chick? Hey, Bass
Bass
Chick.
Chick.
How you doing, babe?
And we said hi to Auntie. Welcome in, Auntie and Aunt. Okay, so we are caught up. Okay. I just want to make sure we ain't missed nobody's comment if they was commenting on the show. The topic, I'm sorry. Let me see. So the next comment comes from, and y'all don't forget, again, I'm going to keep saying it, that link is in the chat. So if you want to come up and speak, you know, be our guest. If not, it's cool. We're not trying to force anybody to come up. Just saying, if you would like to come up and speak on this topic, you're more than welcome to. Oh shoot. All right. Auntie simply said, we as Black people need to remove the stigma of therapy. It has held us back from being who we are supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. That's true. But you know, I think that when it comes to therapy, I don't think the stigma is as potent as we think it is. I just think it's a lot of people that a lot of people are just uneasy when it comes to therapy because I think a lot of people feel like going to therapy that they're going to be judged, and then opening up old doors and old wounds and stuff like that. People just not ready to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it goes back to what we said earlier, just being able to know, you know, coming to the realization that you need help and dealing with it accordingly.
What is it that stops you from going to therapy?
What I just said, I think it's just opening up old doors and old memories and stuff like that, you know. Because I really had, like I said, I have never really dealt with my mother's death and the way it's supposed to be been dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife used to tell me that she's, you know, it scares her to think that maybe one day I would just black out on somebody or something, you know, and deal with it in all the wrong ways. But I pray that doesn't happen. But I have my reasons, you know. But I will say that I would not be like therapy is completely out of the question for me. It's just I'm just not ready for it yet.
Okay.
All right, we have more comments, but for now we got another guest backstage, so we'll get to our guest, and then we'll go back to the comments.
And we might go a little over if that's okay with everybody.
Yep. I think that this is a topic worth going over for.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, let's welcome our guest to the stage, Latoya Williams. What's going on, sis?
Hey, sis.
What's up, world? It's your girl, boss bitch, Toya. How y'all doing?
We good. How you doing?
I don't know
Y'all
where
look
my
at here.
see.
Yeah, we
What you
good.
say, sis?
I was telling Auntie I don't know where my fan at. She was asking where my fan at. I keep having hot flashes.
Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Y'all look here. I'm acting the fool right now because my dang left eye has hurt me so bad. I had a terrible migraine yesterday. I heard sis mentioning about the migraines and being in the dark and such.
Right.
And this left eye has been bothering me since yesterday. But Mall. So I don't know who knows a little bit about my story, who doesn't, but I'm gonna just say this right here. No, I've never been in therapy. I did get diagnosed with PTSD, depression, and bipolar at the age of 16 after the big R word.
Mhm.
But I tell you what, since I got diagnosed with MS, I can't tell you when a small portion of my brain shrunk, where it shrunk from. But one thing I do know that I call them my ex family now. Cause I mean, all them pretty much gave me their tails to kiss.
Mm.
I mean, I used to be one of those to always, I'm sorry. What did I do? Please, please. Like, talk to me. Give me some type of love. But after that little incident happened on Mother's Day, I do this right here now. Y'all see that?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I really do think it's because of the shrinkage of my brain that gave me more of that effort in my system. And I got out of that always begging and pleading for love and saying I'm sorry. No, I'll be 40 years old this year. I had to put a stop to it. I have not heard from them since Mother's Day. And really, quite frankly, I don't give a crap. I
Mhm.
don't.
Mhm. There you go. I mean, it is what it is. If they ain't for you, let them go. You know.
Right.
Yeah,
You gotta do what's best for your mental.
that's right. That's right.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Oh, that nasty daddy. Oh,
No, everybody be hating on my natty
That
daddies.
funky daddy is what it is.
I can't remember
funky, nasty.
how I watched that video again. I called him something. I was dying. I can't remember what it was though.
What did Unc? I remember that too. Unc called him something.
Yeah, it was on that
Y'all
last.
know Unc ain't got no sense.
Yeah,
None at all.
peace of mind is everything. So if you could give somebody, um, you know, a piece of advice on how to deal with mental health and things of that nature, like what would you tell them?
Get a lot of more effort in your system. When it gets to the point of where it's a point of no return, just get that effort in your system. You'll be all right. I promise you. Cause look at me. I'm still disabled, still living on my own. Yes, I had to go around other ways to get my bills paid from how I normally did it through my ex-mom.
Right.
But yeah, look at that. All that's done. It's worked out. So get a whole lot of effort in your system. I'm trying to be respectful and not say the real word.
Right.
Because we know what will be said.
Right. All right, so
Yeah,
real.
but
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead, bro.
No. You was about to say something. You go ahead. You can finish what you
No, I was just about to say I was about to get off and let somebody else come up.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate you for coming up and sharing your thoughts and everything like that. You don't know it's always a pleasure to have you up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I love you all.
All right.
Mwah.
Thank you so much.
Welcome in,
Welcome
Leslie.
in,
How are you, sis?
Let me see. So let's get back to the comments. Shout outs to the 27 million in the building. This is the Social Den season 4 mental health awareness episode that was supposed to air last week, but because of you know, other things happening, it didn't happen. So that's why we're saying, I mean, everybody knows Mental Health Awareness Month is in May, but it was just pushed back a month. You know what I'm saying? We just felt like this was a important enough topic to
yes,
you know
we
talk
couldn't
about.
just delete it. We had to
Yeah.
still have it.
So hope you feel better, Leslie.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, 2Ps. Yes, please, everybody, like the live and share us out. We definitely appreciate all the support and everybody in the chat. We're going to get back to these amazing comments, because I feel like it's people that probably don't want to come up, but they're sharing their stories and their thoughts in these chats with some amazing comments. So,
have any of you dealt with your own mental situations? And if you have, how did you deal with it? Did everybody go through therapy? Is there anybody who did not go to therapy but found other ways to deal with your mental issues? Or, and what type of mental issues do you feel like you dealt with? Was it, surrounded around childhood trauma? Was it surrounded around health issues? Was it something that happened around bills or from a relationship? Is there any advice that you can give to somebody? Or, what type of mental things do you feel like you dealt with?
we're all family here, and this is a community. And I like to think that this is a relatable community. You know what I'm saying? We all relate in some ways, and I'm sure a lot of us relate a lot when it comes to this topic. So, any tools, tips, advice, anything of that nature that you feel like you can share in this chat that's relatable, please post it. All we ask is everybody just keep it respectful, and everybody respects everybody's post, everybody's comment. This is a no judgment zone. We can't say it enough. I think I'm gonna find a way to put that in our intro somehow too.
And don't ever get too personal. Only share what you want to share.
Yes.
And let me put this out there. Anything that we ever ask is not to be in your business. It is only to have a relatable conversation. And again, we will always say the Social Den came about because, especially for myself, I always felt like I was going through things and I was alone. And this platform is what made me feel comfortable and what made me finally feel like I'm not alone. It was y'all who said, Sharice, you're not alone. Sharice, I also felt this. Or Sharice, I've also been through this. Or CJ, we've also gone through this. That made me feel like, damn, I got people I can talk to. Damn, this is relatable. So this is also that nobody ever feels alone. We never know what the next person went through. So you sharing your experience can help the next person.
Absolutely.
That is why we ask certain questions, or we want to share experiences. It's not to be in your business. Trust and believe, I'm not a nosy person. CJ is not a nosy person at all. The Social Den is to relate. It's not an interview channel at all. It's relatable topics. It's to get people together to share your experience, to help the next person feel better, because we never know what somebody else is going through. So we're sharing experiences, sharing love and positivity.
And we never want anybody to get it misconstrued. We know that the dialect, of our show, or the motion of our show, or how things are going when we have guests up, the process of our show, I should say, it may seem like we're interviewing the person because we're asking them a bunch of questions, but it's more so getting to know the person. And that's why you notice when we ask certain questions, we may ask a question, they answer the question, and then we'll give maybe our experience on that same question or something like that, to make it more of a conversation as opposed to a interview or anything like that. We have OGs that's already interviewed, that they interview well, House of X, PBT, people of that nature. So we never want anybody to think that this is an interview type of show, because it's not. This is a conversation, more than anything, what I'm saying, especially when we have our guests up here, and it's a conversation with y'all tonight.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the guests tonight, you know. So let me
What
see.
Tamika say?
She said a lot. I'm saving them all. We're gonna get to all of y'all's comments. Let's go back. Oh, why do I keep doing that? All right, so let's get to the next comment. Comes from our bro Jihad. Jihad said, "I lost my friend slash brother, from mental health about almost 3 or 4 years ago, and I was going through it for a while, but it gotten better. But I still have these days and moments." I mean, listen, man, it's just like Shit Magic just said. You know, there's no time limit on grief.
Not at all.
You know, grieving does not have a time limit. You know what I'm saying? It does not run out. It's not on a stopwatch or nothing like that. You know, we all grieve differently. My mother passed away in '07, and it's 2027. I mean 2025, and I'm still having hard days. I think about her every single day. I could be driving down the road, tears start running down my face. You know, just thinking about her, or I may have a laugh. You know, thinking about a funny moment we had. You know, but I miss my mom every single day that passed.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a day that goes past that I don't think about her. Um, you know, I think what really bothers me the most when it comes to thinking about her is the fact that she didn't get to meet our daughter. You know, that hurts a lot, because I really think those two would have clicked so well. You know what I'm saying? My daughter is me pretty much. Her personality is me. Like, she's so goofy and funny and dope, just the same way my mom was. You know, I think they would have meshed very well. But not making it about myself, just saying. But Jihad, I get it, bro. It's this. There's no time limit on grief. You know, my wife deals with it with her father as well. You know what I'm saying? We all have loved ones that we've lost that we grieve over every single day. So, you know, it's normal. That's all I'm trying to say.
Mhm. Take your time, take it a day at a time, and we pray that, it gets easier.
Right. All right. So the next one comes from Sadden. Sadden said, "I had a friend that committed suicide. You just never know. Those signs that they think you will see were never there, at least when he was around me. That's because I don't want to take over, baby.
Mm.
Oh, but that's because you know, when it comes down to it, those signs don't show, because a lot of people have a great way of shielding it and holding it in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have this thing to where they feel like they can be there for everybody else and be a shoulder for everybody else, be an ear for everybody else. But they feel like when it comes to their problems and what they're dealing with, they're being a burden on somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, and I've been there. I'm there. I'm there today. You know what I'm saying? I love to listen to my wife and my friends and my family. I'm always a good ear. I love to listen, you know. Um, but I not like I tend to hold things in and not share mine, because I would rather somebody use my shoulder and my ear to help them feel better or whatever, you know. And it's just my nature. That's just me. You know, my wife is the same way as well, you know, too. So um, our daughter's like that as well. You know, believe it or not. You know, she has a big heart just like us, and I've talked to my daughter. We talk on a normal basis, and she's told me instances where, you know, she um, you know, had friends that use her ear, her shoulder a lot as well. So, but I think that the signs that aren't there because we just can't see them. Unfortunately, they tend to walk around with a smile on their face, and you tend to think that, damn, you know, they always so happy, and they must not, you know, they must not really be dealing with anything. But that smile is that's because they smiling don't mean they ain't going through nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, um, oh wait, baby, you do this one. Oh wait, stop with the uncle, auntie, cousin, sibling. Oh, that's just how they are. No,
Yeah, you gotta stop saying that people are. That's just who they are.
Hmm.
No, that's not just who people are.
Right.
That was what we were talking about earlier.
There's some people that's actually screaming for some kind of companionship. They're screaming for a shoulder, screaming for an ear, screaming for somebody to just talk to and, see if, just get some kind of understanding with another person that's maybe going through what they're going through, relate with somebody, you know what I'm saying? But so many people are just so standoffish and judgmental, it's kind of hard. It's just kind of hard. That's all. Let me just make sure I ain't missing nobody's comments. We got so many dope comments, y'all. We got 19 million in the building. The stage is open. If anybody wants to come up, the link is pinned in the chat. If you don't, that's fine as well. Just keep posting the comments and I'll keep reading them. The next one comes from Queen Ali. She said, I feel like there was so many that didn't take it seriously. That's facts. Talking about the C word. You're absolutely right about that. I mean, looking at all of those videos of the people online that it was crazy. It was definitely crazy. Sipping with Shit Magic say, right, and if they traveled, I really didn't want to be around. Yeah, that's true. Because you got to think about your system. You got to think about your health. Because all it took is for somebody to talk to you or sneeze on you or cough without covering their mouth or anything. Real quick, there was a story here in Baltimore. Guy was a bus driver for years. What?
That story.
Oh, I know. Guy was a bus driver for years. I think they say he drove buses for 30 years. The C word came. He had his mask on. Everybody that got on his bus, he asked if they had a mask on. Lady got on the bus, didn't want to put on the mask. Was just being a B word about it, and sneezed on this man without covering her mouth. And the man passed away 2 days later. Left behind a whole family and all of that. All it took was that one sneeze. She sneezed on him sound like on purpose. And he passed away 2 days later. So that's how serious it was.
Yeah. Welcome in, Uncle Rod and Go Leaf Go.
What's going on, Uncle Rod? Go Leaf Go. Let me see. Let me make sure I ain't missing no comments. Okay. All right, so let's go on to the next one. The next comment comes from Auntie Simply. She says, Sharice, I remember those days. 1 minute you fine talking, and whoosh, the heat comes from inside your soul.
And Auntie Simply, it was for a while my hot flashes were gone. After I had the weight loss surgery, the hot flashes were gone, but they are coming back, and they are coming back, and it's something serious. It's something serious.
It's okay, Chocolate Drop. We decided to go over a little bit tonight. So.
Hey, Chocolate Drop, baby, we are a month away.
Yes, we are. Let me see. Next one comes from my twin, Tamika Van. She says, CJ Sharice, I thank you for the special moment because I feel like I'm going through something now and I'm trying to have control over myself. But this shit, listen, Tamika, like we always tell you, you are always in our prayers. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like God has something special planned for you and your family.
Yeah.
All you can do is just keep on believing and trusting in Him and knowing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I know it's hard to see probably now. That light is probably hard to see now. But just keep trusting and believing and just know that your YouTube family is still here for you and your family, and we are definitely still praying for you.
Yes, I wish there was more that we can do. We're all dealing with something, but we're definitely praying for you and your family. And God is definitely going to keep y'all covered and bring y'all through this.
I just feel like there was a whole rug that from under my whole life. Yeah, I wake up in the middle of the night and ask myself, how did I end up? Yep, we get it. I mean, it's right now, it's a rough patch, that you and your family are going through, but just keep believing that He got something planned for you, something special planned for you and your family, and we're always here if you need an ear or shoulder to lean on and talk about it or whatever you need to do.
Yes. And listen, if anybody has tried to reach out to me, I lost my phone. Like The phone, it's in his house somewhere. I have to find it. So if you have texted me, Tamika, and I'm not ignoring you at all, I don't know where the phone is. I
Right.
have to find it. This weekend is me and CJ's anniversary, but I'm going to try to find it. So if you have reached out to me, I am so sorry, but it's been lost for the last week and a half. So it's dead. I don't know
We're
where
gonna
it is.
find it, y'all. Don't worry about it. We're gonna find it. All right, y'all. So we have another guest backstage. We're not gonna hold them up or prolong it or anything. Let's welcome to the stage our big bro and sis. Y'all know him very well. Trey and Nene.
Hey,
What's going on, bro and sis?
What's going on, bro?
Hey, listen, I can't show my face because I had surgery yesterday. I had to go to the dentist yesterday.
Oh no, you good, bro?
So I just wanted to say that. But first I wanted to start out by saying I love you guys, like, man, to the moon and back, because the stuff that y'all do for us and help us get along, man, is greatly appreciated. And this topic right here, it really touches home for me because I have family members that suffer from mental illness, and I had an uncle and a cousin to commit. I don't know if I can say the word, but to commit.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And it's real. And I'm gonna say something, and a lot of people may take this personal, especially in our community. But I feel like a lot of our mental health issues come from our family.
Mm-hmm.
We hold so much in when it comes to family secrets, um, being loyal to family members who are not loyal to us.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so, and I said all that to say, CJ and Sharice, that I went through that. Me being the only child, me having to grow up at an early age. Because I don't know, I think you guys know, but a lot of people don't know. My mother is deaf,
Mm.
so I had to grow up fast. When I say grow up fast, I mean taking care of business, for my mother, because it was just me and her. Um, so being 9 years old, paying bills and taking personal phone calls, and I think sometimes, like today, y'all gonna get a different tray, right? So, uh, and I love to laugh and joke. That's just me. That's my personality. But a lot of times, yeah, I mask the way I'm really feeling. Yes, I do, because some people use YouTube as a tool to be messy. YouTube has really helped me, along with my wife, over the years, of saying, hey, at least for 30 minutes of the day, I can watch somebody that I know and they can make me laugh, or I can make myself laugh, or I can make somebody laugh or smile. And so, CJ, as my little brother, I used to always think that I don't need help. And I went through that for years, little bro, for years. And I realized one day when I finally went to a therapist, because I'm like, damn, what is wrong with me? I know I feel fine, but I just something is missing, something is off. And what my mental health attributed to me being in the service, and those people who have been in the service, when you go in the service, they strip you of everything that everything that you grew up on, even love. They make you feel like you don't have love for anybody else because they isolate you so much, because they don't want you to have, I'm not gonna say they don't want you to have love, but they want you to be able to recover quick, if I could say that.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my mentors told me one day, and I use it all the time. He was like, Trey, um, God gives us all a release mechanism, and they're called tears. Could you imagine if we couldn't cry? And little bro, I cried out one day about everything. I mean, I was screaming,
Yeah.
crying, because stuff I went through, stuff I seen my mother go through, the type of man that I was, conflicting with the man that I didn't see. You know, I didn't grow up with a father figure, and that's cool with that. Me and my dad got a great relationship now. You know, but it just, I wanted to be this perfect man for everybody. You know, fair relationships. You know, fair parenthood. I wanted to be this perfect person, but then I realized nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But one thing I can say, that I'm loyal. I'm very loyal when it comes to people that I care about, people that I love. And it goes back to what Latoya said. I did take on that attitude. Like when I stopped being so, oh man, he ain't mean it like that, or she didn't mean it like that. And I just leave, I just tend to leave people alone. When they mean me or my wife no good, I leave them right there. And y'all know I'm long-winded, man, but I just wanted to say,
You good, bro.
I just wanted to say, if you ever make that decision to seek therapy, it could be a good thing, because I didn't know that I was lashing out. You know what I'm saying? At my wife. I didn't realize it.
Mhm.
You know, I didn't know my mouth was smart, or I was being sarcastic all the time. And so when I learned how to cope with issues that I had, I started being a better person, a better husband, a better father. You know, so that's why you always see me in a happy mood. I always try to stay upbeat. Do I get mad? Hell yes. Shit. Do me and my wife go over here? Hey, yes. But at the end of the day, bro, I know how to handle different situations now. You know, and to each his own. Like, we might go to bed mad. Some people, that might not work for them, but sometimes we feel like, hey, we don't did all we can do. Let's just go to bed mad, and we'll pick up in the morning. You know, but it works for us though. So I just wanted to say, man, mental health is real. I got family members that suffer from it, man. I lost my favorite. Everybody got a favorite uncle. I lost my favorite uncle and my first cousin. You know, I'm putting that thing to their head. You know what I'm saying? And it devastated the family. You know, so man, it's real. So I love this topic. I love y'all. I'm not gonna hold y'all up too much. I love everybody on here. And man, listen, y'all know Trey and Nene is an open door, regardless of the situation. We are open book, man. Just pick up the phone, give us a call. I love y'all, bro.
I love
Love
you
you
too,
too.
bro. Shout outs to Trey and Nene, y'all.
Absolutely.
And it's see, this and us when we came up with, you know, when we decided to do this show, we kind of figured that it would, you know, be informative and be helpful to people, and being able to talk about it. And
Look
you,
at her.
oh,
T. Somebody always got to be messy in the chat, and it had to be T.
we love you too. But yeah, but I would say I'm pretty sure my wife feels the same and can mirror this feeling. It makes me feel good as a co-host, I should say, with this show. Hey, Lena.
Hey, sis.
It makes me feel good to know that we have y'all's trust to be able to come up and talk to us the way y'all do, and share your story on our platform and with our chat and stuff like that. Because
Absolutely.
for the most part, everybody in this chat knows everybody in this chat. You know what I'm saying? And we all come together a lot in these chats, and we you know, cut up and we laugh and we joke and we cry and all of that. And we all have really, really, really grown to be one big happy family. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't always have to be laughs and jokes. We can talk about serious stuff as well. And this is a very serious topic. And we appreciate everybody for being vulnerable enough to speak on, you know, their stories and how they deal with this topic. You know,
right,
Thank you,
Auntie
Leslie.
Simply. We are all cousins, and you know that's we adopt everybody. We got the aunties and the uncles and the cousins and the sisters and the bros. Like, we are all one big happy family, you know, and we are closer to some than we are to others, and we have the distant cousins and the, you know, we all that one big happy family, and that's how we see our YouTube family. We're one big happy family, and we don't mind saying it. And when we say we love y'all, we truly love y'all. Like,
Yeah, we don't just say that word loosely.
right, we are very happy with our YouTube family.
That's facts.
So
All right, y'all. Let's get back to these comments.
yeah, because we don't want to keep
Yeah,
y'all
we don't
forever.
keep y'all too long. Let's see. I am dealing with. Oh, wow, I didn't even put it on the screen, Lord. All right, our next one comes from Leslie. She says, I'm dealing with anxiety and depression. I see a therapist and it helps me a lot, especially after I lost my mom. I was so down and lost. I think that's the one that hits home a lot. Is the one is you know, the loved ones that we've lost. You know, it doesn't always have to be a mom. It doesn't always have to be a dad. You know, it doesn't always have to be a parent. You know, it can be a brother or sister, you know, a sibling or cousin or a best friend, you know, somebody that raised you, that you know, that wasn't actually your biological mother, but they are your mother because they, you know, raised you, or your dad because he raised you, you know. So it doesn't always have to be like you know, immediate family member or anything like that. So we all deal with grief differently, and you know, we all are close to people differently. You know, close to different people. You know, no matter the relationship. So the next one comes from Tamika. She says, "CJ Sharice, I'm dealing with everything all by myself." No, you're not. It may feel like you're by yourself, but you're not dealing with it by yourself. You're dealing with it with your family, your YouTube family, and with God. You know what I'm saying? And you can't go wrong with that, especially with God. Just got to keep praying on it, and just keep believing that you know, things are going to change and look up for the better. You know, and we are definitely still praying for you. Trey Nini said, "That's the beauty of life, little bro. You always have her with you." That's a fact. That's a fact. It's just some days are harder than others. You know, it's just, you know, for her to go, you know, so young, and you know, the way that I lost her and what I lost her to, and it's just tough. It's tough, you know. But you know, some days are harder than others. But for the most part, you know, I try to just think about all the great times and the good times and stuff like that, you know. So
I like to believe that all of the times that you trip over nothing, or when you just get those random like owl moments, that's just mommy randomly throwing stuff from the heavens.
man, listen, let me tell y'all something. We related, Sharice. CJ is not. I don't know everyone personally, but I love y'all. Yeah.
We definitely love you, Leslie.
Praying, therapy, meditation, walking has really helped me. I used to be ashamed of saying I sat on somebody's couch, but not anymore. Hey, it helps, y'all. It sounds like it helps. You know, it's something to look into. I would say that. Let's see. The next one comes from Aunt. He said, my mom passed when I was 4, but when I was 5, this boy in class said something about my mom, and I tried to set the school on fire. Don't even know where I got the matches from. Never got any help. There you go. I mean, that's the epitome of dealing with things differently. You know, there's people that deal with it, and it unfortunately causes harm to others. You know, and that's where the therapy could come into play, and having the conversations to come into play. You know, and not feeling like you're alone. You know, I think that's a big problem right there. Is a lot of people feel like they're alone. You know what I'm saying?
So, if you don't mind me asking this question, you said you never got any help. Do you ever feel like you should have gotten any help, or do you feel like you just been able to master it and you are okay?
That's a good question. Next one comes from Tamika. Keep on from Sipping with Share Magic. She says, Tamika, keep on pushing and praying until something happens. God moves us in directions that we sometimes don't understand. He got you. See?
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? We're all gonna go through things, but he'll never put more on us than we can bear. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I think it's just God testing our will and testing our belief in him. You know, he's gonna push you to the limit, but you gotta keep him in mind at all times.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what we're going through, we just gotta believe that he got us. And like Sheer Magic said, he got you. Just keep believing that. Next one comes from Tamika. She says, CJ Sharice, these people in the shelter are judging me because my husband is not working right now. They're asking me how am I going to do this off the little bit of income I get for disability. Tell them to mind their damn business.
Right.
That's all I can say to that. Mind their damn business. They ain't none of their business. You know what I'm saying? If you want to say it in a polite way, just take the damn off and say mind your business. That's all we can say about that. There ain't nobody business but you and your husbands. Next one comes from Simply. She said, Tamika, F them people. Tell them to mind.
Yeah.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Great minds think alike. You know what I'm saying? Period. Base Chick said, that's true in my case. Nobody wants to hear about what I got going on. They listen only so they can have their turn for me to listen to what they got going on. Who we know.
A couple people like that.
That's a great point, Base Chick. And there's a lot of people out here like that.
A lot of people. I get a couple phone calls.
Yeah, so it's definitely, that's a real thing. Next one comes from Tamika. She says, simply, I want to say something so bad, but I don't want them to threaten to put us out because people on here told me that they are good for threatening to throw you out. I get it, but I mean, you don't have to be rude when you tell somebody certain things. You know, you can find a nice way to say mind your business, meaning say something like, well, you know, me and my husband are private and we keep our personal business to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You know, something of that nature. You don't have to say, you know, in a rude way, you know, but yeah, just tell them to mind their business in a polite way. That's all.
Tamika, you 2 hours away. You want me to come visit?
No, she don't. Because I ain't got no bail money at all. Leslie Massey said, I have worked with people who has mental illness / disability. Their families gave up on them. So we became, exactly. It's a lot of people that put their loved ones in the homes and stuff like that, so they don't have to deal with them.
Which is
messed up because, you know, they was there with you. So imagine if they would have put you in a home when you was coming up because they ain't want to deal with you as a child. You know what I'm saying? They did their due diligence and they raised you. And now when they get up there and need our help, we should be there for them as well. Mm-hmm. So, you know. Sassy said, I always tell people you are never alone. We all have issues, some are more serious. That's facts. That is big facts. Big facts. Okay, we're talking about things we're going through on a daily basis. Yeah, we're just talking about mental health, Team Lean. I'm sure you you sent that at 8:17, 7 minutes ago. I'm pretty sure you probably caught on by now. But yeah, we're talking about mental health and you know, different ways everybody deals with it, and you know, giving tips and advice on, you know, trying to help each other out pretty much. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, depression is real. I struggle with many sad days, but I know God got me. There you go.
Yes, depression is real. Lena, I deal with depression. I was on depression medicine. I have taken myself off of my depression medication. It's not something I recommend anybody do, but I felt like it wasn't really working for me. I am still in therapy, but we're going to have like another ladies' night. I talked about it before, and I said I wasn't going to go too deep into it today, but we're going to talk about it again. But we just talk about mental health tonight and the different things that we deal with mental health.
Praying for everyone that God gives strength to keep pushing facts. Dr. That hit hard. I can't imagine being young and getting approached like, yeah. I mean, you know, kids are cruel. You know, kids are very cruel, and not saying that that's an excuse, but they are cruel. Kids can be very, very, very cruel.
He answered the question?
Yeah, I should have got help and probably should still get it, but thankfully no one get hurt. But having that father that was a big shot in the military was more worried about himself. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I know when my father passed away when I was 11, 12. And there was a girl who, I don't know why, like to this day, I don't even know if she really said it, but she was in the back of the school bus and I was like in the middle of the school bus and she was talking. And I thought I heard her say, "That's why your father is dead." And she said she didn't say it. I'm the only one who heard her say it. Everybody else said they don't remember. But when she got off the bus, I blacked out. And when I came to, I just remember all of her blood being on me. And they walked me, like they had people, some adults walked me home. I don't even know who these people were. But I didn't see her again. Like after all that happened, I just remember the police coming to my mother's house and her father coming to my mother's house and talking to my mother and saying what happened. And I didn't see her again until after I had my daughter. And that's the girl that was in the mall. And she still, like, she was apologizing to me and saying that she never said it and she still looked up to me and stuff like that. And I was just like, I don't know. Like, I can't say that you didn't say it. I just know that that's what I heard. I don't even know why I heard it. But I don't know. So I understand Unc's rage. I don't really know, like, everything that you probably think that the little boy said, Unc, but I don't know. But my mom did put me in counseling at that time. And I didn't have anybody telling me not to go to a counselor or talk to a counselor for whatever reason. I was just so angry at that point when my mother put me in counseling. I was just like, I'm not talking to a counselor. I don't want to talk to a counselor. I don't know that person. I'm not saying anything to the counselor. And I just remember just going there and not saying anything. And then the school telling my mother, like, in order for me to like continue at the school, like I had to go to anger management. But that's all like I really remember about at the time. And I just was against it at that point. And then once I got older as an adult, I knew I wanted to go back to counseling.
All right, y'all. So let's get back to the comments, and then we're gonna try to bring it to an end after we read these. Chocolate Drop said, "I tried therapy. It didn't really help, but that definitely to each his own.
Mhm.
After we lost our baby last year, it wasn't easy dealing with the emotional toll it took on us. All I can say now is but God. Yeah, all I can say now is but God. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you just think about all of the different things that people go through. You know, so many different things that we all deal with as individuals. You know what I'm saying? And nobody can tell you how to deal with what you're going through.
Mm-mm.
All we can do is just help. You know, all we can do is help with, you know, maybe something that we went through. Not saying I'm talking about us as people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but nobody can tell you how to deal with what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? But it's great to know that there are tools out here for everybody to use. When it comes down to it, there are people out here that can help. You know what I'm saying? There's literature, there's medicines, there's all types of things that you can use or that you could, reference or whatever. Like there's different things, different tools to use to deal with these things. You know what I'm saying? But just closing yourself in a room and being alone and crying all day long and being depressed, and that's not good. You know, that's not good at all. So just, it's good to seek help or just talk it out, talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's why me and my wife always say we always here. You know, we have different ways of contacting us. You can talk to us. We'll listen. We're not listening to say we're listening. We're actually listening. You know what I'm saying? And most of y'all already know that because y'all contact us on the daily. My brother Ralph called me yesterday just to talk. You know, Ralph and Mikabu just randomly called me just to talk. You know, no, why?
You ain't supposed to say when somebody call you.
Why not? I'm just saying, my brother called me. You know what I'm saying? And there wasn't even nothing serious or nothing. It was just to check on me. You know what I'm saying? And some of us need that, you know, just to call and check up on somebody. You never know what that one call say. Well, I'll just call and check on you how that feels. It's a trend going on TikTok right now of dudes calling and saying good night to their homeboy, just saying good night. And it's funny to see all the different dudes react to it. But I'm just saying, anything like a text to say, just to check on somebody, anything, all of that matters. You know what I'm saying? All of that matters. Let's see. The next one, CJ, I have the same name. I'll be your stand-in mom and tell you to get it together. Go ahead, Auntie. You know you already do it anyway. Keep me in line. You know what I'm saying? You and Auntie of MRTV, y'all two try to keep me in line, I should say. You know. But let's see. Base Chick says, I just learned to internalize everything and try to work out my mental health on my own. Everybody deals with it differently.
Yeah.
Therapy is not for everybody, and everybody doesn't always want to share what they're going through, and it's understandable.
Right.
Because you don't know what, you know, a lot of people don't know what they're going to get back from somebody that they're sharing with, or if they're going to feel judged or anything. So I can understand that. And if it works for you, depression is very real. I take depression medicine every day. It helps me. But I was just saying, medicines, you know, yeah, it helps. It helps, especially if it's a controlled medicine. Like you can, you know, it's not, you know what I'm saying? Not to get too far into that, but y'all know what I'm saying. Team Lena Go Get It Back said, my doctor gave me depression meds, but I never took them.
I took mine in the beginning. The reason why I decided to not take mine is because I don't like to be asleep all the time, and my medicine made me drowsy. And then, as you know, some of you know that I was diagnosed with something else, IIH, and the medicine that I had to take for that, the interaction that those two medicines had made me sick, and I had to take the IIH medicine because I was risking the chance of going blind. So one of the two. I chose the IH. So, yeah. Hey, Michelle. Sorry we missed you.
Hey, Michelle.
And it was somebody else that I seen, Lacasia.
Ralph just probably wanted to touch base with you, CJ. Say what's up. That's cool. Yeah, that's all I was saying. That's all I was saying. And I mean, who's to say that I wasn't going through something in that moment, and to hear from my brother put a smile on my face? You know, it's little things that matter. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Lacasia said, my son suffers from autism and sometimes it gets hard. Now I definitely can understand that, because there's a lot of parents out here that have kids that suffer from autism that say it's hard. So I definitely get that as well, you know. And I've seen a lot of dope kids with autism. They some smart kids. They may have autism, but they some smart kids. Smart kids. So we're wishing you the best, Lacasia. And you know, I always say that y'all some strong parents, very strong parents, and y'all love y'all kids. Y'all don't even see the autism and none of that. Y'all love y'all kids unconditionally, and I salute every single one of y'all. Anybody dealing with a child with a disability of any sort, I always like to salute every single one of y'all, because I know that can get hard at times. Sipping with Shit Magic said, this was a great topic. Glad that y'all ran it over because it was needed. Love and prayers for everybody. Thank you, Sipping with Shit Magic.
Thank you, Paul.
Lacasia, my daughter works with kids on the spectrum. Sorry, this is Sassy Sonia. She says, Lacasia, my daughter works with kids on the spectrum with autism. She loves them kids. They love her. Yep. A way that I've dealt with grief and depression is to acknowledge those emotions, feel them, but don't stay there. That's from Chocolate Drop. There you go. Yeah, you deal with them, but you don't have to sulk in it. You know, you don't have to sulk in it.
Some people, unfortunately, it's a little harder to get out of it, but that if you can handle it that way, it's definitely a great way to handle it. Sorry, y'all, I don't mean to keep burping.
Hey, Chocolate Girl Eats.
Chocolate Girl Eats. That's my baby.
Welcome in, welcome in. Everybody saying hi to Chocolate Girl Eats. Trey, it's not a prank for me. Man, that prank is hilarious, y'all.
What?
Still calling and saying goodnight. Prank.
Oh,
Lacasia, mom, you got this. Keep loving on your beautiful son. Absolutely.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Trey and Nina, you had me on the disappointment. Absolutely. Amazing topic for today. I love the idea of seeking help with friends. Absolutely.
Yes.
We we appreciate the base chick said it does not work, but I feel I have no choice because everyone looks at me as the strong one. So to them, I don't have real problems and that I basically need to make sure I'm available. Okay, so that little okay. Yeah, that's not we're not doing that.
No,
We
ma'am.
can't do that. We can't do that. So I get it now. So you internalize it because you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to.
Can't do
You
that.
can't do that.
You
That's not a good thing to do.
You cannot do that.
You can internalize it, but not in that way that you're internalizing it because you're gonna drive yourself crazy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And people can really, like the lady said in the video, you can really illness can come along with that. You can get sick because the brain is a strong thing. You know what I'm saying? And if the brain is not right and the brain gets sick, the body follows. You know what I'm saying? So, base chick, you already know that you have our information. Not saying that we're special or nothing like that. I'm just
Right.
saying if you need anybody to talk to, we will talk. We can talk. We will listen.
And we are not doctors.
Not saying that we are
at all, but and the whole reason, just being transparent, the whole reason that we are like this, I really feel like, especially, and I say this for me because CJ has not really like dealt with it all just yet, but he's still a great listener and will give really good advice. I really feel like that's how I got to my breaking point. Like me being the strong one, dealing with everything that I was dealing with, I really felt like, and again, my husband has always been here for me, is still here for me. But I felt like I had nobody at the same time. Like I was taking everything in and I was pouring from an empty cup, still dealing with my own traumas. And in 2023, I came to that breaking point. Like I was really in here, getting up, getting dressed for work, acting like I was going to work, letting my husband and my daughter go out this house. And I was in here breaking down and fucking crying and dealing with depression and going fucking crazy because I was holding it all in.
Mm-hmm.
I was not releasing it. And then I came to that breaking point. Like I was internalizing it. Everything was just in. And it was for that very reason, being that strong person. And I never want anybody to feel alone. I never want anybody to feel like they have nobody. I will sit here and I will be that listening ear for everybody when and if I can. So please, base chick, don't do that.
Don't internalize it that way.
Not that way.
You know, I can understand internalizing it in a way to where it's like you don't want to deal with it right now, and there's really nobody to talk to about it right now. But when it gets to a point to where you feeling like you're internalizing it because you don't feel like you have a shoulder or ear to lean, a shoulder to lean on or ear, anybody to talk to, that's not a good way to deal with it. So just know that CJ Sharice is here if you ever want to talk, and I'm sure there's people in this chat that also will be a shoulder in the air for you. But yeah, we're not letting you go out not go out like that, but you know what I'm saying. We're not gonna let that happen.
Yes. And like Sassy said, please remember, stress is a silent killer.
Absolutely. I meant to keep that up.
Stress is a
It definitely
silent
is.
killer.
And when it comes to stress, internalizing it can lead to stress.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna tell y'all something. For whatever reason, I feel like this is the place that I want to share this in this moment, and I wasn't going to share this for a minute. I really felt like I wasn't going to make it to the age of 40. And I felt like I was going to die from an aneurysm by the age of 40. And I felt like the aneurysm was going to come by the way of stress because of everything that was going on in my life. And I feel like everything that has happened to me in the few years before I turned 40, and I turned 40 this year, was God turning my life around. I feel like everything that happened in 2023 was for a reason. And that was everything with IIH. Although IIH is not deadly, the treatments and the things that could have happened could have taken me out. And I thank God that I'm here. So yes, stress is a silent killer. And there's a possibility that I may not have been here with my husband and my daughter and y'all today. So please, anything that is stressing you out, deal with it.
And to hear those things, like, I mean, I've been riding, you know, my wife been going through all of this. Y'all, I mean, y'all know some of the things she's been dealing with, but I mean, I know all of the things she's been dealing with. And to hear some of the things that was told to me from the doctors and from her scared the hell out of me. You know, I really did think that I didn't know, honestly. I can't even say I really thought that. I didn't know. I didn't know. I was expecting the unexpected, but hoping for the best at one point. You know, but this woman is so strong and resilient. And I just always kept telling her, you're gonna make it through it. You're strong, you know. And she made it through it all. You know, she's still fighting it, still dealing with things, but she's made it through some tough times. It's been these last couple of years have been very tough, you know, but we made it through. She's a strong woman. And you know, it's you gotta deal with it, man. You gotta deal with it. I always tell her how proud of her I am of, you know, for dealing with it the way she has, you know, the tools that she uses. You know, she knows she always knows that I'm here for her. Her daughter's here for her. Her mom is here for her. But she has a strong belief in the Lord and God, and you know, she's just a very, very resilient, the strongest woman I know, pretty much. So just know there's always somebody out here that is probably going through the same thing you're going through. And don't be scared to share your story. As long as the environment and the platform or wherever it is it makes you feel comfortable enough to share it, you'll never know how it feels to or on your spirit with sharing it until you actually do it. So just know that CJ Sharice and this platform, the Social Den, we are here. No judgment. You need to share. This is not the only episode for this we will be doing. Even if it's not for May, mental health is not just in May. It doesn't just happen in May. We all deal with it on a year-round basis. So this will not be the only episode that we do. And it might not even be an episode. We might just start randomly doing lives and letting y'all come up and having roundtable discussions or something, whatever it takes. Y'all give us y'all's ideas and what y'all think we should do, you know. So I saw something I wanted to click on.
Hey, Tom.
What up, Tom? I just love my cyber family. Y'all know what to say, and the support is unbelievable. Love y'all. We love you back.
I love you too, Lacasia.
Let's see. Wow, sis, you had tears in my eyes. Wow, Sharice. Everybody showing Sharice love for her testimony and her story. CJ Sharice, stay consistent and healthy. And always remember your health is your true wealth, not money or power.
Absolutely.
The real strength is in the people, which is us. We can do so much better for you. Man, listen. Gotta love Tom and everything. Every time yeah. Tom, you got do you have like social media or anything that I could contact you on? I just wanted to ask you a question.
IG or
anything like IG, Facebook, anything. I just want to reach out to you and ask you something because I got an idea. Let's see. one day I pray I'm able to tell my story. I'll never turn my back on God. I know that's right, Auntie. Yes, and we would love to hear your story. Praying God continues to bless you with the strength you have, and now understanding you have a support system. And
Thank you,
yeah,
Michelle.
absolutely. Much love and blessings to each and every one of you. Everybody showing love. And don't forget her mother-in-law. Right. Okay, CJ, June is Men's Mental Health Month. Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't worry, I got something planned.
I can't wait for his episode. That's
Yeah.
going to be interesting.
I got something planned, and I have an idea of what I want to do and who I want to bring up with me and all of that. So y'all just stay tuned for that. That's gonna be special. So y'all, we're gonna bring this to a close. This has been amazing. We went over almost an hour.
Sorry, y'all.
But you know, I know that like we said, I'm pretty sure that y'all don't mind because this is definitely something a topic worth going over for. Shout outs to our guests that came up on the panel, Share Magic, Latoya, Trey. We appreciate all three of y'all. Thank y'all so much. And thank you to everybody in the chat that shared your testimony and your story as well. Any new faces that were shown, or any new faces in the bushes, or anybody in the bushes, we appreciate y'all as well for watching. And this will be a continuance. When I say continuance, I mean we will have more topics like this. It may not be mental health, but it will be other serious topics that we will be touching on this platform and on the show. We try to stress to each and every one of y'all that we feel like this is y'all show just as much as it is ours. So please give us your feedback. Y'all have ways of contacting us. We're on IG, we're on Facebook, we have an email address. Anytime y'all feel like, damn, I wish CJ and Sharice could talk about this, just send it to us. If it's something that we feel like it's a dope idea, you never know. You might see that pop up on that intro slide. You know what I'm saying? So just give us your feedback. Let us know what y'all want to see, what y'all want to hear, guests that y'all maybe haven't seen on the show yet. Maybe we can reach out to, anything. We really feel like this is y'all show just as much as it is ours.
Absolutely.
So thank y'all so much. Don't mind y'all going over. This was needed. Thank you so much. See y'all later. Have a blessed night. Everybody saying good night. Love you, CJ Sharice. CJ, love you, hold forward. Oh, you know you got it, Auntie. You know you got it. Did Tom say anything? No. Okay.
We already went over, so I'm not going to go over with many church announcements, but I do want to let y'all know that my big sexual chocolate birthday is Saturday. So we are celebrating his birthday Friday night. So come out and celebrate with us Friday night at 8:15. I think it's 8:15.
8:15, right on this
on our channel. Yeah. So grab y'all drinks, come party with us Friday night. My baby turning 42.
Yeah.
So come out. I don't think we might play some games or something.
Yeah, we got some people coming up on the panel, and then I'll probably end up inviting people up just to say happy birthday, say some quick little words, whatever. So
Auntie simply said, "Fuck that ninja."
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. And I wasn't even gonna do this, but my big bro and talked me into it and said I should do it. So shout out to Trey and Nene.
Just come on out, have a good
time tonight, Friday night at 8:15. We're gonna party, y'all. And with that being said, what did I say? Oh yeah, and it's $10 to get in. So $10 to get in. Y'all get a $10 surcharge. Trey will be at the door.
And Joni gonna be dancing.
Right. Tom said, CJ, I'll get that too. Okay, Tom.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Okay, Tom.
Lacasia said, my Gemini brother. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So like we do every single week, we're going to get out of here with prayer. So we're going to let our big sister Vicky take us out in prayer. Who's making the wings? I don't even know yet.
Auntie cooking. I'm putting Auntie in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah. They on deck. Chocolate drop. CJ64 looks good on you. Yeah, man. All right, y'all. Let's get out of here with prayer, man. Everybody bow your heads. Make sure I turn it up.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the time we've shared together today. We are grateful for the insights and connections we've made through this series. As we close, we ask for your continued guidance and blessings on all those who participate in our community. May your wisdom and love inspire us to grow, learn, and support one another. Keep us safe and bring us back together in the spirit of fellowship and understanding. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. And
Amen.
amen again. Shout out to our big sister Vicky. Look, Evangelist Vicky. All right, y'all. We out of here. Make sure y'all tell somebody you love them if you haven't already, because tomorrow's not what?
Promise.
We will see y'all next week.
Hey, Nene.
Where Nene at?
Nene Munchies.
Oh, what up, Nene? Anybody that's just coming in, these episodes do not get deleted, so y'all are more than welcome to watch the playback. This was a very, very dope episode, very informative, very relatable, very supportive. You know what I'm saying? So shout outs to all of our guests and everybody in the chat. We will see y'all next week with a brand new episode of the Social Den. We love each and every one of y'all. Make sure you tell somebody you love them for real though, man. You know, give somebody a kiss, a hug, whatever. Text somebody, call somebody, drink call in a while, something. You know what I'm saying? They may need it.
DDD. Check your inbox, babe.
Check that inbox. And time, I'll be waiting for the info. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Until next time, folks. Peace.
Love y'all.